Hello, I'm Carl at Trident Fly Fishing. Today we're going to tie the Wood Special. This fly was invented by Joe Sterling in the late 1960s. It's a bright colored fly that fishes well in both still and moving water. The recipe for this fly comes from Bob Mallard's book, Favorite Flies for Maine. It's recommended to be tied in sizes 6 through 10. Here's our fly in the vise. Hook we're going to use today is a Daiichi 2220 size 6. That's their 4 extra long streamer hook. And our thread today, Danville's 6/0 Flymaster in black. Get our thread started about an eye length and a half behind the hook eye. And run our thread back to start of the bend of the hook, where we'll tie in our first material, which will be the tail. Up right over the gouge of the hook. The first material we're going to tie in is going to be the tail. That's just going to be some hairline golden pheasant tippet. Comes off the head of the golden pheasant. Got one feather selected here. And we want to keep all of these black tips even, so we don't really pull them out perpendicular. I like to keep them standing straight up, and then just go in there with my scissors and cut what I want to use. And these need to be about a hook gap in length, so we'll tie that in on top of the hook with a couple of loose turns. See if we're happy with where it's at. Tie that down, run our thread all the way back up to where we initially tied in at, where we'll tie in our rib. UNI Mylar, gold silver, size 14. Pull off about 4 or 5 inches. When we wrap this, we want the silver side to show, so we're going to tie this in with the gold side facing us. And when we wrap it forward, it will roll over to the silver side. This in our material holder. Body for the fly is next. Some hairlines, chenille, medium, and fluorescent orange. Real bright color. So we'll prepare this to tie in by pulling a little bit of the material away from the core. Gives us a tie-in point. We'll start that in right at the base of the tail. Run our thread back up to our initial tie-in point. Take our whip finish tool. Save our work. We're going to use the rotary function of the vise to tie this in. Makes it a little bit easier. So as you take that first turn, make sure you grab a hold of the tail material so it doesn't follow it around the hook. And every 3 or 4 turns, give it a little tight turn. Make sure that the material's nice and tight on the shank. And stop when we reach our initial tie-in point. The half hitch stuck up at the eye. That's okay. Wrap back to your material, capture it. Cut off our excess. I'll neaten that up just a bit. And now our rib, some nice open, even spiral turns. And when we reach our tie-in point, capture that, anchor it, cut off our excess material. And next we'll tie in the wing of the fly. Next, we're going to tie in our wing. And for that, we are going to use some mallard flank feather, dyed wood duck. So I've got one selected here. I'm just going to peel the material back that we don't need. And this is going to lay down across the back of the fly, right out to just a tad past the tail, like so. It looks about right there. Let's take a loose wrap and see what that looks like. I think that'll do. Make sure that's anchored well. And last, we're going to tie in a hackle. That's just from a hen saddle. And we'll remove the material that we don't need. It's going to be tied in by the tip, so we'll form a tie-in point. Nice tight turns here so we don't pull that out as we wrap it. Get a hold of that with our hackle pliers and bring the fibers back. And we'll take 3 or 4 turns around the hook shank. Pretty good, I think. We'll capture that. And pull our fibers back, jump our thread to the eye of the hook and start wrapping back to cover the material. And as we wrap back, it's also going to cause that collar to lay back on the fly some, which is what we're looking to do. And when you're happy with the head, your whip finish tool, 4 or 5 turn whip finish, seat your knot, cut our thread, and last, some head cement. And our fly is finished. Please feel free to add comments at the bottom of the page, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button to view all the new content here at Trident Fly Fishing. Thanks for watching. I hope to see you again next time.